Commissioner O'Brien.
President Chu, thank you for being here. I applaud what you're doing. I think it's a great thing to be doing in terms of trying to bring business to San Francisco and help our economy. I was at a meeting with one of the departments that would come under this purview, and an individual came in and asked a question of the department head why a particular contract had been awarded to a company outside of San Francisco. And the department head gave an answer that sounded very reasonable. I wasn't able to clarify or back that up or confirm it either way at the time, but it sounded like there was other issues at state level where they had to adhere to other rules and regulations at the state level for the bidding process, particularly if some of the funding may come from the state. So I'm just wondering, is that an issue that you've seen when you're talking to the department heads when they've raised maybe difficulties with the program? And secondly, is it possible, if that is a problem, that we could say then for some of the subcontracting that you're doing, you could break this down into smaller components and award that business to San Francisco?
Well, to answer your question, this legislation certainly doesn't intend to try to award all contracts locally. What we are simply saying is that 10%, 20% of contracts going to San Francisco businesses, that is unacceptable, and we want to get those numbers up. There will certainly be numerous circumstances where it is appropriate to award a contract to a non-San Francisco business, particularly with some of our larger public works and construction contracts where a smaller firm or a local firm may not have the capacity to do the work or the expertise or the technology to do the work. That being said, you raised a second issue of whether larger contracts ought to be broken up into smaller pieces, and that is a principle that in general I absolutely support. I think part of the problem with our contracting process is a very large contract will be put out to bid, and the only entity that can bid for that successfully is an international or national firm. And the more we can break up contracts into smaller pieces, but do it in a way that ensures that the different vendors are working well together, the better off we will be. And part of the conversation that we have had as part of this process is how do you structure a contracting process to incent the right vendors to play nice together so that we can get the best value, hopefully maximize local participation, but be able to take larger contracts and make them successful.
Thank you.